Get my 6. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Homesteading Off the Grid, the most popular homesteading channel on the internet that has nothing to do with homesteading. Today's video has to do with something that I witnessed up here last evening. I say last evening, it was last night. It was about 10 o'clock. I'm going to remind you, those of you who have been here for many years and have watched a lot of these videos, of a video I made probably 3 or 4 years ago now, around this very time of year. This is a phenomena. I've never seen this happen. I'm going to slip into the woods here because the last few times I've come up and told these stories, we've been followed by something. So I'm going to tempt him, her, it, or they into following us now. So it has to do with lights, like chem lights. But what I saw last night were no chem lights. I know because I investigated. All right. See, I'm looking around, I'm making sure that no one or no thing is in here waiting on me other than these freaking gnats. Now, that's one benefit of being out in the sun is the gnats typically aren't out there because it's hot. They hide from the sun in the shade. So I'm going to do my best to remember to go find the video that I'm referencing and tack it onto this one, like like one of those things that pop up at the end. I don't even know if I remember how to do that. I've gotten out of YouTube videos, out of doing this regularly for so long. I mean, I know I have for the last week or so. But yeah, somebody said in the comments the other day, they said they knew I was burnt out. I mean, that's the truth of it. I was a little bit butthurt at YouTube for a while for no longer featuring my videos because I refused to e-bag and tell you to send me super chats and all that. So I just went over to Facebook and started making more money over there than we ever made here anyway. But this is more fun, but I'm still not going to e-bag. I'm just kind of getting back into it because after like 6 months off, I'm not so burnt out anymore. So like the viewer said in the comment section, I was able to realize it was a combination of not just being butthurt, but just being burnt out. So anyway, I'll try to remember how to do that. But in this video, I had chem lights, and I actually threw them up here into the woods, and then something threw them back at me. So that was, like I said, 3 or 4 years ago. And then last summer, around the same time, I'm not trying to sound crude. I'm just telling you the story. This is what happened. I went out on my back porch around 10:30 at night to take a leak. And, there's some weird stuff in these woods. It's like I thought I saw like a black figure, like going between 2 trees, but I'm between those 2 trees and I don't see it now. So anyway, I went out on the porch like 10:30 to take a leak. I feel like I'm not alone. Make sure to be getting my 6. If you see anything, timestamp it. Wow, this is freaking interesting. Okay, I'm getting the story, but this is creepy. Okay, so a couple weeks ago, I was in this forest and I'd found I'm hearing footsteps and I'm hearing crows. They come in with the crows. So there was an apex predator they thought was a bear that wasn't, but I found the remains of was either like a sheep or a goat, like a hip. They've been taking people's livestock. That was here. I'm at that same spot, but look. Now there's another bone. This was not here 2 weeks ago. It's like something is creating a collection right here. Wild animals don't do that. I mean, the only time in history that it was known that animals did something like that was those lions. They made a movie out of it called Ghost in the Darkness. Had Val Kilmer in it, and I think what's his name, Michael Douglas. Great movie. There were 2 serial killing lions, and they actually had collections like this. I've never seen this in North America. Things just got creepier. All right, so let me continue to walk. So I was outside peeing off the back porch and I saw yellow and green lights way up here where I started this video, which is like almost a quarter of a mile away from the back porch, up on the top of our property before you enter into the woods. And I got scared. I mean, I got scared. I didn't run in and get the camera and start recording the video. Would have been a great video, but I didn't do it. And then the next day I came up and I looked around for footprints. There were none. So last night, the same thing happened. I went outside on the back porch. I was taking a leak just before I was going to bed. And I swallowed an ad. I'm trying not to choke. I looked up here and I saw those red, or not red, but green and yellow, what appeared to be chem lights again. They were like going back and forth, almost as if maybe somebody was holding them and they were weaving around back and forth between the trees. Well, I did come up, but I didn't bring a flashlight. I have some very strong flashlights. I didn't bring them because I know that whoever or whatever was up here with the lights would be able to see the flashlights coming. So I came up. I didn't even put shoes or boots on. I came up in my socks. And I take immaculate care of my property, as those of you who have followed the channel for a while knows. I keep a trail mode all the way around it. I can run it barefoot in dark. Know exactly where it is because I know the layout of my land. And I'm not going to step on anything. I remove, like every morning, like this morning I did 5 miles. I'll walk the trail as my cool down and toss out any limbs or sticks that have fallen from the trees. There's no broken glass, none of that stuff. So I crept up this trail. This is my point. The point's not about how prodigiously I take care of my lawn. I walked up here in my feet, or in my bare feet. I had socks on. There were a couple of places where I lost view of the location where the lights were, because either there was a big tree blocking the view, or there was a thicket of, collection of a lot of trees. Both times when that happened, when I came back around and got out from behind whatever was blocking my view, I saw the lights again, but they were no longer where they were just before they were blocked. They were another 400 yards away. Happened the first time, and I was like, okay, nothing moves that fast. So I kept going. I was watching the lights. When it happened the second time, they were 400 yards. Well, not 400, but 100 yards away. So by the time I got to the top of my property, they were no longer on my property. Now, in the trail, it's possible to be quiet. That's why I didn't wear shoes or boots. I just had socks on because it's just grass and I made no sound. But once you get off the trail, I mean, I'm trying to be very quiet right now, but you can still hear me walking, right? Because it's dried leaves, it's twigs, it's sticks, it's branches, briar patches. Some of it's so thick, we got blackberries everywhere. I think it's a wildlife paradise here that we've created. And it always was, because we live out in the woods, but we've planted orchards and gardens and fruit trees everywhere. We put fruit trees all over the property for the wildlife. And then, of course, there's all the wild berries and everything. Watch back there. So I got to the very top of the trail where I started recording this video, and the lights were 150 yards into the woods. I couldn't go any further. I mean, I can go a little bit into the woods, but too much further on that way, going that way, and I would have been on my neighbor's property. So here's what you're saying. Well, it's your neighbor messing with you. No, it wasn't. I know that guy. That's just not him. He's just a good guy, for one thing, and would never harass a neighbor. He's the type of guy that's probably been harassed by neighbors in the past. I will take into consideration his age and his physical condition. It couldn't have been him. You would have had to have been a world-class sprinter to cover that distance with those lights in that amount of time, and you would have had to have sprinted as fast as a world-class sprinter through thickets, brambles, briars, and forest. It's just not possible. Now you say, well, it was a drone. I heard no motorized engines. A drone couldn't come through here, especially in the dark. It's just not possible. So I don't have the answer. I don't have the answer. And I don't mean for this to be a bummer letdown of an ending of a video, but that's just what happened. It happened last summer. I didn't investigate. This time, which was last night, I did. The only thing I can think of is again, it reminded me of that video, and it'll be popping up here in a minute if I can find it and remember how to do it. Was whatever the heck it was up here a few years ago that had lights. It seemed to like Kim lights. I'd throw them at him and it'd throw them back. Lost a couple. Actually was tracking him down through this forest and ran into a creepy old guy. Somebody's asked about, whatever happened to that guy. He just didn't want to do social media. He's got his stories. He's got his experiences with Dogman. He believes it's a Dogman. He made a few videos, and of course people heckled him and harassed him and told him how stupid he was. And he was like, I don't need this. I don't need this. The man, I know him. He's independently wealthy. He could spend more money in a day than you and I make in a month and never run out of money. And he's like, I don't need this. If these people don't want to hear my stories, I'm not going to tell them. And he just stopped. They say, oh, you put yourself out there on social media, you should expect to be harassed. Number one, no, only toxic people think that way. Number two, yes, it does happen. But number three, not everybody's willing to put up with it. And he said pooey on him. He didn't want to do it. I stay in touch with that guy. Actually, I was at his house there a couple of weeks ago, and he told me some really creepy stories. I might share them with you. I don't know, but he's not going to do it. He has a wonderful wife. She's gorgeous. They have a son. They just have a wonderful family. He doesn't need this crap. So anyway, that's the story. Hope you enjoyed it. And next time when I see the lights, I'm going to get out and I'll bring the camera and see if we can't track it down. Might have to be a night hunt, but we'll see you for more next time, whether that's the next time or it's something else. Thanks for being here with us. Thank you for reading all my books available on Amazon in print and Kindle. Some are in the Etsy store if you want one with an autograph. Thank you for doing your Amazon shopping by going through our Amazon affiliate store, the description of which is in the description box below. The link is there. You don't have to buy anything from our store for us to actually earn commissions. If you go through our store, we'll get commissions off of what you purchase after that, for like up to 24 hours off of your first item. That's just how it works. And enough of you do it to where basically you buy our groceries and gas for the whole month. And we really do appreciate you. You are the people that makes tolerating the vertically challenged individuals who live under bridges worthwhile. So we don't focus on the negative Nellies and those people, those a-holes. We focus on you, the true supporters. And it is you that we look forward to seeing next time here at the most popular homesteading channel on the internet that has absolutely nothing to do with homesteading. Homesteading off the grid.